Well, this is probably going to get some pushback, but I've been putting it off long enough. My senpai is annoying, is problematic lollybait, and needs to be called out. But instead of just jumping up and down and screaming, anime bad, please cancel, I'm going to address the issue and give options on how you could have avoided this. As with series like A Heron is Indecipherable, we will unfortunately be revisiting this topic, I fear. So the concept this show is going for is a office rom-com featuring these two leads working toward a relationship, with the gimmick being that there's a huge height difference, aiming for that banana hamster crowd. The obvious issue is that Futaba Igarashi's design is that of an actual child, with her being 4 foot and weighing 90 pounds. Charitably, you can say, oh well, she's just a small person who suffers from dwarfism. While the show never says that directly, you can assume it based off her height. As certainly anyone under 4 foot 10 or 147 centimeters adult height can be diagnosed with dwarfism. The big issue with that is that little people don't look like children, they look like regular adults. Maybe the web manga was able to make Futaba look more like an adult, but every design choice in anime screams kid. Easy quick fix would be to give her a deeper and more serious voice, drop the A-cup angst jokes, and harder her face a bit to be more adult-like. Do all or a pair of these fixes and we wouldn't be having this discussion, as it would have been much easier to read this as a slow rom-com between a little person and her comically big co-worker, which while not perfect is a more acceptable option. But as is, I can't see her as an adult because there's nothing to go off of. Like, literally put her next to the canonical kid brother of one of her co-workers, and it's grossly obvious how bad it is. It also doesn't help that a lot of the comedy is just pointing out that no matter how mature Futaba tries to act, she still comes off as childish. As well as the fact that the guy she's trying to get with keeps saying he was a daughter like her. Like, am I saying you're a pedophile if you like this show? Absolutely not. But this, and the previously mentioned RN is Indecipherable, helps normalize the idea that this is fine. And given that anime has historically had issues with this, I'm going to keep recommending that anime as a whole needs to take its medication and fix the issue. And if calling you out is the only way to make you do it, then I'll keep calling you out. But other than the obvious knife wound to the gut that's causing it to bleed out, the series is fine, I guess. Typical rom-com storyline to inspire those doki doki moments. The romance between the sidecast co-workers is fine. I wish the guy had another joke besides being the boob guy. The Russian co-worker got a couple laughs. The series has an absolute bob of an AOP. But there is the issue with Futaba's friend and the co-worker's younger brothers and their dynamic. And I have to be concerned about what you're putting down between them. And I have to worry about this because of the whole Futaba's design issue. But how would I go about fixing this series? The easiest would be, of course, the previously mentioned quick fix of just making her easier to read as an adult. But that would only get you a fine rating. However, if you're aiming for a higher rating, I would recommend a more thorough change. If I were to fantasy book the series and had to keep the original design of Futaba, I would use the first season to focus on telling a story about a shorter girl coming to term that it's okay to be a bit childish. That being childish while short doesn't make her any less of an adult. Do something similar to the manhwa Anarasumanara, where Futaba is a normal person on the shorter side of life, but has this holdup that leads her to see herself as something else. In this case, a child trying to prove that she's an adult. The main tension is the fact that her senpai causes her to feel the most like a child, given that he keeps looking out for her. You could even keep the romance part, where she sees her co-workers hooking up, but can't possibly see herself getting with her senpai, who she has feelings for, because she sees herself as a kid pretending to be an adult, eventually needing to work through this trauma to succeed and finally get with the person she wants to be with. It would definitely be a very big change to the series and wouldn't be a faithful adaptation of the source material, but if you had to specifically keep Futaba's current design, that is what I would do. But if it wasn't obvious, I would not recommend this show, as there are just much better options for romance series out there to inspire those doki doki feelings, such as Watakoi if you want to keep it in an office setting, or Miya if you want actual payoff, and Monthly Girl to Saki-kun if you're looking for something equally slow-paced. But being calm about this is boring, so let me get a bit heated for a second. So, you know what really gets me about this series? Is that it feels like way too many people are giving this series a pass. Like, did anyone who would call this series out recognize, like, immediately that, yeah, this is gonna be a problem, so I'm just gonna choose to not watch it? Like, fair? But, like, no one else realizes it after watching it, or am I going insane? I feel like I saw someone say that they were gonna make some lemonade. Like, I'm not expecting a great lemonade, but a passable one. But they decided that their mix wasn't yellow enough, so they took a piss in it. Now, I'm watching all these people that say they enjoyed this piss lemonade, and I'm screaming like, you're all drinking the piss. Do you not know? Are you into it? What is going on? Deep breath, heated moment over. Now let's quickly cover a nothing series in the small bit of time we have left. Kaginado features a should-be all-star cast from the Kyoto Animation Darling series. That includes Canon, Clannad, Air, Little Buster, and Readwrite. Each 3-minute episode features cast doing some crossover skits. If you're a big fan of those series, then you may get a kick out of it, but if you're not super familiar with them, then you're probably not going to get much out of this series. It's not bad, just going for a niche audience, so if you're in that niche, then enjoy. Otherwise, there's an average anime that can be skipped.